Speaking of nothing, because this doesn't relate to what we were just talking about at all. The next subject we
don't have a good segue.
I should have been like, man, my hands are really sweaty, kind of like after I play some video games.
Speaking of video games,
Oh,
that's
what I call it, Joel Way.
Joel Way. That could be my transition voice. Speaking of,
Nope, God, it's got to talk about something different. Now.
Let's not let that be a thing.
This could be a horror transition because this is a horrible game we're going to talk about.
You haven't even played it.
I know, but I've seen enough gameplay and listened to enough things.
Yeah. Oh, good. Form other people's opinions. Why don't you? So I kind of wanted to touch on video game criticism for a little bit because I feel like it's prudent with the Mass Effect Andromeda release. They've had a lot of criticism about, in my opinion, nitpicky things, but in a lot of people's opinion, it's not nitpicky. It's more like the facial animations, the actual story itself, and the gameplay and whatnot. But I think people were just expecting, with the fact that Mass Effect hasn't released anything, or the Mass Effect franchise hasn't released anything since 3, which was like 2008 or something. They've had a lot of time to release something great, and people were expecting the greatest game of all time, and it didn't end up being the greatest game of all time, so a lot of people are disappointed. And in my opinion, the criticism goes a bit too far because I've played about 6 hours of it, which isn't a ton. Mass Effect's a game that you could spend like 50 to 100 hours on if you wanted to do all the side quests and everything like that. But I just have other games I wanted to play as well. But
see,
I was about to say
that's
I didn't want to interrupt you and be rude.
Yeah, me neither. But I couldn't help myself. It's like, but what you just said though proves that it's not as great of a game as everybody's expecting it to be, and it's fair to criticize it the way it has been because everyone. Granted, I haven't played it, so you take what I say with a grain of salt, but. Everyone that has criticized it has said exactly what you said. There's other games I want to play.
But that's not really but for me, that's not a huge criticism because I was never a huge fan. Like I played 2 and 3, but I played them just because there was nothing else to play at the time, and I was bored, and I really liked them. But I wasn't I didn't have a huge boner for them like a lot of people do, where they think they're the greatest games of all time. And so this was fun, but if I'm playing a space epic, I'd rather play Destiny right now because I love
Which
Destiny.
you have been.
Which I have been, so...
now, because I'm going to step off topic real fast. Is it too late for me to jump in the Destiny game?
Yes.
Okay, I'll just wait for 2.
If you're starting fresh, it's too late.
I'll just wait for 2.
Yeah, I mean, I played a lot of it, and even if I tried to jump in with you guys right now, I'd be really far behind.
Well, by the time you get caught up to like the higher level stuff, like where you would need to be, Destiny 2 would be like right around the corner. So
I mean, it really already is.
Yeah, the only reason I got back into it is because it took me just a few days to get up to where I could start doing higher level stuff. And I'm about to jump back into raids and stuff. But when I was playing a lot of Destiny was when I was unemployed for 4 months, and so I could raid like all 3 characters every week because basically when you run the raids, you can run them if you run it on hard mode. You get drops at every single phase of the raid, and but you can't do it more than once with that character because if you went back in and did it again, you just wouldn't get anything. So there was no point. But if you had the max characters 3, you could get all the stuff you could find. And so I would run 3 every on each character.
I think we're gonna do like a separate Destiny podcast.
We should
where you're gonna fill me in.
Too.
No, I want it because I know that I'm not the only person that missed out on Destiny. I think it'd be a good thing to kind of catch people up on the story and things.
It'd be too hard to catch up if you were going to play with friends because you just get your ass kicked all the time.
No. I'm not saying to catch up. I'm just saying fill me in. Like, what did I miss out on?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Kind of the good thing about it was the biggest criticism on Destiny was the story.
Yeah.
And there was a very lacking story. The best story was the third DLC. Yes. Oh, the Taken King, and it was like a $40 DLC. Too.
Yeah, I would say wasn't that almost an actual expansion of a whole other game essentially?
Pretty much, it was like Destiny 2.5 or 1.5, and but it had a great story, and it showed that Bungie, because it's Bungie, they made the first 3 Halos. It showed that they could still make a great game or make a great story, and people were just missing it from it. But Destiny is kind of a great example of a game that started out as a 7, and then after
a 9.
Yeah, like after 2 years, it's like a 9 now, And I feel like they can ride that momentum. It's cool that they have a plot point for why you're losing all your stuff, because none of your stuff transfers over to the next game. Because the Cabal attacked the tower and blow it up. Which all your stuff was in the safe.
Some people are super pissed about that too, because they've invested tons and tons of time into it.
I have so much shit in my vault that I've had for like 2.5 years that I've never touched, and I just have it for nostalgia's sake. Like, and I'm never
You're just hoarding at that point.
Yeah. Just go look at your collection.
Basically, it's just a collection. So this will be like, okay, I can let that all go. Everyone starts at 0, and new people can come into the game. Like if you wanted to, like you were saying, like, is it too late for me to?
Yeah, like I'm really excited for it because I mean I have you guys now. I don't really have like online gaming friends. Everybody else just kind of like
Hello Kitty Crew's got room
games and whatnot.
Actually, me and Levi were talking about changing it to the Soul Skaters.
I like Hello Kitty Crew. We've been rolling with that since Halo.
Yeah, but that's Halo. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say because I'm gonna be getting a Scorpio at the end of the year.
Me too.
I think it'll be fun to have some people to play with.
Destiny's a really fun game with friends. Like the reason I got into it so much was me and like my friend Levi and Simpson were both, we all three started getting into it very deeply and leveling up, and then playing more of the stuff. But you have to, like a lot of it, you have to do with friends. Like you like really can't solo certain missions
without being super high level or something, and having ridiculous weapons and stuff.
They like have gauge those. Like the Nightfall Strike is one of the hardest things you do every week, and it's just like they put all these different modifiers on it, like to where like arc weapons do more damage or solar weapons do more damage.
Is that where you go through the different stages?
That's the raid, but
okay.
But it's just a strike.
No, there were like you would go through like a door, and then there'd be the next person you'd have to fight, or the next like room, and each room was different.
Oh no, that's Prison of Elders. It's like a wave based thing.
That'd be hard to do by yourself too.
Yes, I've tried. It's not great. Anyway, that's a game that's like really fun, but only if you have like friends to play with. When I was unemployed and my friends weren't on all the time, I just made friends online through what like there was this LFG.
That's what I have to do when I play Rainbow Six, which is still fun. But I mean, you gotta like hope that you get matched with somebody that has a headset, and then you're like, all right, hey, we're friends now. You got to play when I play.
I feel like we did get off topic of the criticism here.
That's
all. I told you yesterday. I was like, don't bring up Destiny because I'm gonna freaking go on a rant. I'm so excited for Destiny too.
We've spent most of this time talking about Destiny so far.
My bad.
I'm gonna blame you, even though it's totally my fault. But no.
Blame it on me.
Yeah, Mass Effect. I feel like I've played a lot of it with, or you really have to enjoy playing by yourself, and I don't have enough time to play games by myself anymore. So if I'm playing games, I'm playing them with friends. That's why I got back into Destiny. That's why I played Smite all the time. That's why I played Overwatch, Titanfall. All those games I got into for the multiplayer experience because I want to.
All those games you just named off
stay connected with a lot of friends.
Are online multiplayer games.
Yeah.
There's so many games that don't have just their own single player stories anymore.
Yeah.
Which I remember for the longest time I used to complain about was there is no good like multiplayer games anymore. There's nothing I can play with friends anymore, and now that's all there is.
Yeah,
which is awesome because I like playing with friends.
That's a whole cyclical thing too, because now people are complaining about there's no single player games that you can just sit down and play by yourself with a good story. But now Horizons.
I think that's
Mass
crazy.
Effect's
Yeah.
Zelda
came out.
Around,
so
yeah.
so it's like a cyclical thing. Like,
oh shit, I totally forgot about Zelda. I forgot about the Switch entirely for some reason.
I did not, because I was very disappointed I couldn't buy a Switch. I was going to, and then I spent $400 on my dog instead because she's a big old sick sickie. And
I keep saying I'm gonna wait till November, but I think that once Mario Kart 8 comes out, I might be like, oh hey, April is basically November, right?
I feel like I could wait a year. And like right now, basically the only reason people are buying Switches is to play Zelda.
Yeah.
And you don't actually have to have a Switch to play Zelda if you don't want to.
Did you ever get it for your
like
Wii U?
No, I keep
the best experience.
I have my GameFly game in its envelope ready to send away, and it's just sitting on the counter.
See, that's why I canceled GameFly. Is that what's called?
Yeah,
that's why I canceled it because like I would do the same thing.
I had GameFly for 3 months, and I just had FIFA that whole time.
Yeah, and you're like, God damn it! I just paid the amount for this fucking game.
And then they give you the option to buy it. Do you want to buy it for $40? No, not anymore.
I spent $45 on a 3 month, or just holding it for 3 months.
I mean, I can see what you're talking about. Like, people may have been holding the game to it. I'm going back to what we were originally talking about, Mass Effect, Andromeda.
Yeah.
People are holding it to a higher
Maybe a higher
pedestal standard. There we go.
Yeah.
But I think that they built that standard. You know, I mean, when you
true.
consecutively,
I just hate that people can't be objective about stuff anymore. Like, it's not like objectively, I think Mass Effect's a good game, but people wanted it to be the best game ever, so they think it sucks because it's not.
There's apparently quite a few glitches in the game too.
It's better than most, though.
Well, I mean,
it's definitely
just
better than most games.
I made it very clear. I don't think that it's acceptable when game developers put out something that's clearly broken or clearly has glitches, things like that. And I mean, I follow a guy on YouTube and Twitter. It's ACG. If you want to see some good reviews, I'll put a link down below. But he breaks everything down in a buy, rent, wait for sale, or never touch again rating scale. Mm-hmm. And I mean, he breaks down everything. He breaks down the graphics. He breaks down the sound, music, and voice. He breaks down the gameplay, everything. He literally takes the entire thing and breaks it up. And he said, you know, based on all of these features or all these criteria, it doesn't hold up as a good game. I mean, it's worth money. It's just not worth full price.
See, and I guess I just think people are just overly angry about things. It's just, I don't know. People get way too passionate about things like that, like about it's not the best Mass Effect ever. It's the worst.
Well, it got postponed too. So what did you do with that extra time?
Yeah, I want to say it was twice too.
Yeah, I think they had to get a game out this quarter, or that's why they released it in March. They had to get a game out in the first quarter of 2020.
They're EA?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, EA hasn't had like a major game come out in a minute.
They got pushed, so they had to have it come out.
Which potentially maybe hurt them, that they released the game that has got nothing but criticism. Like, I mean, you've already postponed it once, maybe twice if that's the case. What's postponing it one more time? At this point, is it worth releasing a game that you're not completely happy with and then getting the rating you've gotten so far?
And then you're gonna get the sales that
it
they
got an
8. I mean,
yeah. one of the high marks that I saw from a lot of the different reviews that I read and things I listened to was the sound design was apparently incredible.
Sounded great, and I thought the gameplay was fun. Like I even did the multiplayer with Levi a few times, and we just it's just like a wave based multiplayer where it's just exponentially revs up and everything like that, and it's fun. Like, it was cool being I was a tech based subclass, and like I had a cryo gun and electrical charges, and threw a little sentry out there, like a sentry disc that could just sit there and fight people. It was cool. The powers are fun. The gameplay's fun. I don't know. I don't think it's the best game ever, but I also don't have a passion for Mass Effect like some people do. So
yeah.
Anyway,
I think that's what us two think is
meh.
Meh.
Well, I was considering renting it and playing it for a while, but I just.
Well, do you have EA access?
I had it for a little while, but I stopped.
I just paid. It's like $30 for a year, and you get like free trials of all the games that come out. Plus,
I had it for a little while for
discounted
different
ones
things.
and all the free games in the vault.
Yeah,
like Madden's free now if you have EA access.
Really?
I think the most recent one. So yeah, I would definitely suggest it if you like any EA games at all. It's worth it. So yeah, that about it.
That about wraps that up for the evening.
Yeah, that's
cool.
all the things. But
well, if you have any opinions on anything we talked about tonight, or any suggestions for something that you would like us to talk about, go ahead and leave us a comment below, or on Facebook or Twitter. We're the BV Dub Show. Also, if you could like and subscribe to our pages, or follow us on Twitter as well, that would be great. All those help us out. Especially if you listen, you can review us on iTunes, or just drop us a follow there as well. Yeah, so if
we get to pick a winner, because
we finally hit our century mark.
We hit some big goals. Like I set these goals. I knew that they were achievable, and we hit them. I'm happy for us. I'm thankful for you guys.
Couldn't do it without you.
Pick a name. Who wants to pick the name?
Chris.
I want to do it.
So this is our winner of our $25 gift card.
To your choosing of
Xbox Live.
the PlayStation Store, or Steam.
Yeah, just let us
And
know.
we'll
probably message you.
And the winner is Carl. Carl, you won $25 gift card.
Yeah, Carl. So we will definitely get a hold of you and let you know and see which one of those you want.
Yep, and we'll get the code to you as soon as you. Well, not as soon as you let us know, because I gotta go and buy it and then give you the code. But we'll get you taken care of.
We got you, Carl.
In the next 7 days, you'll be getting it.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. Well, once again, thanks for listening, and we will see you next time on the BB Dub Show.
Bye-bye. We will miss you.